really quick, priorities for the last year of the General Assembly coming up next year, which is an election year, of course.
Sure, yeah. And we talked, I think the Supreme Court decision will affect that. Of course, we won't know that until May or June, I think.
Yeah.
We do have a capital reappropriations, which must be done by the end of March, and then a capital budget, which likely won't get done until May or June. So I think those are things that are state business, things that have to get done. There are a lot of good Senate proposals. Senator Serino's Senate Bill 135, which is in the House, some higher education reform. A lot of Senate proposals are over in the House. A lot of House proposals are over in the Senate. So, and I should also say it's been great working with Speaker Cupp this year. I hate to tell folks in Columbus, but we have lots of meetings in Lima, Ohio, and that's okay because that's where we both live. So, but I think those are probably the things that we know we're going to have to get done. Won't, of course, be as busy a year, but
and you also may be dealing with whatever the fallout is from the Ohio Supreme Court case on the maps.
Yeah, I mean, I had a question from a reporter last week about, so what if this happened? And I said, what if scenarios don't mean much? We'll see what the Supreme Court says. And there's this, by the way, happens every 10 years. There's a really odd example from 1961 where they didn't have a map for 62, and they used the one from the previous year because there's a Republican and Democrat split in the General Assembly, and the new congressman, which they had in 61, ran statewide. So we'll figure out, 10 years ago we were going to have 2 primaries. So we'll figure it out based on what the decision is.
And Leader Yuko, your priorities, obviously the fallout from the congressional maps, which Democrats are very concerned about, but also medical marijuana, an issue that's been close to your heart, that's been coming up now.
We've got medical marijuana, we're sports gaming, and we have a lot of issues on the table right now that are close to becoming a reality, but not quite there yet. And again, what have we done here? We've created with medical marijuana an ability to, what we want to do from day one is get more people help, change their quality of life. People that have children that are suffering from seizures, and we know the next one could cause permanent brain damage or death. The veteran returning from Afghanistan who's got PTSD in the worst way, and they are not the same husband or wife that went over to fight the war, or our parents or grandparents with stomach cancers, and they're having a hard time just wanting to live every day. With the sports betting, same thing. We wanted to create jobs when we brought the casino bill in here. We wanted to make things better. We wanted to expand on it whenever we could. This is our opportunity. Let's do it. Let's create more jobs. Let's get more tax revenue. And then we have the dollars that are coming in from Washington, D.C. This is great that we've been able to do this. And our governor yesterday proposed spending, I think, $250 million on law enforcement. Not a Republican in Congress voted on that bill. They were in favor, but man, they're fast to spend that money. And our police officers need this money. They really do. We talked about the infrastructure bill. A classic example is right from my street. A week ago, I had no water at home because our 54 or 56-inch water line broke for about the 20th time in the last 5 years. And they determined that this Band-Aid approach to fixing is not going to work. So it's going to cost $26 million to fix this. And we don't have the money in our city. So luckily we have money in Washington, D.C. that'll come our way. So we'll work with the feds and making these things happen for Ohio.